Welcome back. You're watching The Agenda. We've been asking our viewers throughout this morning to interact with us both on social media or by calling us on 0787994480 just to speak about our expectations for the President's address this evening. The family gathering is happening, and to talk about that and other issues that are trending on social media, some trends that have been doing the rounds this week, coming to today. We're now joined by SABC News senior multimedia producer Madisha. A very good morning to you, Madisha. What are people talking about on Twitter?
It's been a very busy weekend, as usual, on Twitter in South Africa. The weekend started on a very happy, charming note with Duduzane Zuma trending. This trend has been on for over 2 weeks now. It comes and goes over time. But usually around Thursday and Friday, the Duduzane challenge kind of picks up. The way this challenge started is that there's been a song that's been released by Big Zulu, featuring Ricky Rick and SABC Dubai. And it's quite a nice, trendy song. And so it started with Ricky walking in a very charismatic, charming way. And then Duduzane did the challenge where he comes out of the lift with his crew, including his bodyguards. And so it picked up and people started doing the challenge all over South Africa. And I've seen some people out of South Africa also doing the challenge. And basically it's a group of men who are generally looking good or looking cool, and they walk around in a very charming way. It left a lot of women and some men in South Africa and across the world quite charmed. And it was quite nice to see South African men coming out and doing something fun for a change. This has trended all over South Africa and all over Africa, actually, and in some other non-African countries. And it's based on this song about wanting to be rich. Basically, the translation is, I want to be rich, I want to have a lot of money, eat a lot of meat. And it's basically a nice song about enjoying life and the good side of life. And it was quite nice to see gentlemen coming out looking great.
I've actually seen quite a few women doing it as well. And I suspect that the Duduzane challenge is going to be running right through the festive season.
Yes, and it's much needed. You know, a lot of people are feeling broke. People have lost their jobs, and it's nice to see people wishing for a better livelihood and just enjoying life, really. And then on Saturday, quite a serious trending topic that came up, and this came up from the week with Chief Justice Mogoeng. You remember last week he had said a prayer that was broadcast across different social media platforms. And this was in reference to the COVID-19 vaccines that are expected or coming up quite soon. And he said a lot of things about how he is praying that these vaccines do not harm people. And there was a lot of debate online about him praying on a public platform because he's a public figure. But on the other end, people spoke about how all public figures believe in something. Some people said that they were not happy that he used a prayer on a public platform, but some people saying actually this is what's needed and he should not hide his religious belief. He did come out to say that he's not a scientist, and he also will not apologize for what he has said, and he stands by his prayer. And it's quite nice to see that people are debating about religion in South Africa. You know that in South Africa people can practice all kinds of religions. And so there was a debate on whether on public platforms, why Christianity is usually the one that takes the front. But some people said that even our national anthem has a prayer in it. And so they didn't see a reason why people are suddenly debating about a person praying on a national television. Following that, on Saturday, we are back to load shedding. Load shedding trended after Eskom announced that there would be stage 2 load shedding on Saturday across South Africa. And some people blamed the Eskom CEO. And there was a lot of talk on social media about maybe the government, speculation that the government may be using load shedding in order to keep people put amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, using it as a way to decrease social gatherings across the country. Another thing that came up with load shedding is a lot of people who sell alternative electricity supplies as opposed to the normal electricity that we get from social media. And this is a trend that's been picking up with people selling solar, selling generators, and alternative means to the power that we get from Eskom. And then also on Saturday, later on, Pirates and Celtic were trending. MTN 8 played and Pirates won 2-1 to Celtic. And as usual, a lot of celebration before the game. And as we know by now, Orlando Pirates has won, and they now have 10 trophies, 10 MTN 8 trophies, which is quite nice. But you always find Chiefs fans or people who do not like Chiefs coming into the mix of things, regardless of who Orlando Pirates is playing. And that came into this as well. People saying that we're celebrating that Chiefs fans are not happy, although Pirates was playing against Celtic. And that was quite nice. And then on a sad note, also involving soccer, was Madisha, rest in peace Madisha, following the passing of Mujeka Madisha, the Mamelodi Sundowns player who passed away this past weekend following a car crash. There was a lot of talk on social media about how a lot of young soccer players pass away or die as a result of car crashes, and how a lot of these young players get a lot of money and buy expensive fast cars, and you see a lot of them passing away this way, and how the soccer fraternity or people involved in sports need to do more to educate soccer players and give them more support. But on a good note, a lot of people posted all the great things he had done for the sports, all the trophies he had won, and how he had a lot of potential, which was quite nice. And then coming back to just recently and what we're expecting today, we are expecting the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa to give us an update on the COVID-19 regulations later today. This trend started last night, and people were expecting him to speak last night, and then we found out that actually it's happening this evening. We're still not sure what time it's going to happen, but as usual, a lot of speculation came around social distancing, alcohol being stocked up, and people are saying that there are some people who are already stocking up on alcohol today in anticipation of what the president is going to say. We don't know what the president is going to say yet, but people are saying on social media that he should limit social gatherings, he should close down alcohol, and maybe also close down the beaches. You've noticed that a lot of beaches have been open and a lot of people are flocking to the coastal areas during this time. There are a lot of jokes as well on social media saying that some people saying that they wish President Ramaphosa's tablet will switch off just before he says immediate effect. You know that in the past, he has come out and implemented things almost with immediate effect, leaving a lot of people shocked. And so it's quite interesting, and we'll see what will come up later this evening. And that's about it from this weekend.
Matiba, thank you so much for bringing us up to date in terms of the topics that are trending on social media.